the number 2 zombie movie of all time, but it could be argued if you show this next to Night of the Living Dead, unless you're a historian, I think this one could easily be a number 1 zombie movie.
I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I think that... Oh, wait. This is right on top of my face. I feel like this is the second... They're right. It's number 2. It's the second most influential zombie movie of all time. You know? I feel like this one... more, just as much as George Romero's stuff, the first one, kind of created that whole zombie genre. This one set up a lot of the things that continued to push it forward, right?
Yeah.
Like whenever anybody does a zombie on TV, it's always like brains when they're referencing this movie, not
right.
Not Living Dead.
Because Romero's zombies eat flesh. What's the director's name? He was partnered up with. He was an original partner with George Romero on Night of the Living Dead. John Russo, and they split it up so he could make any zombie movie that had Living Dead in the title, and then Romero was allowed to stick with the Of the Dead brand.
Reverse it.
Is it flip it and reverse it?
Yeah. But anyway, one of them owned one version of the title, and the other owned the other version of the title.
Oh, that's right, because we on the season premiere of The Last Drive-In, they talked about that on how that happened, which was another piece of content that dropped. We just had the season finale of The Last Drive-In, and then we got the Joe Bob Jamboree that's happening this weekend. So literally something big is happening with the simulation right now for all of this to be converging into one space and time. But it was super fun. We actually inadvertently crossed a picket line of all things with all this content dropping. I drove up and I saw people holding up signs, and I'm like, why are people picketing Return of the Living Dead?
They were like, return your tickets. And I'm sorry, I had no idea there was a strike going on.
Yeah, we had no idea they were striking. Like, just return your tickets. And it's only a 1-day strike. But we had no idea. At first, I just thought it was people like trolling us, like send more cops, send more paramedics. I'm like, is Alamo is something going to happen? Is this like some kind of street performance art? But apparently it was a real strike and we had no idea.
Yeah, felt bad about that. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no.
But they were only playing it one night.
It was. It's a one night only. Mike said the Returning the Living Dead was the first horror movie he's ever seen. Will always hold a special place for me. Yeah, and I told you, I remember seeing this in theaters, and they did show a 35 millimeter cut. And when you see a film like this on 35 millimeter, I venture to say that these movies feel better when you see it in its original format.
Something about the colors, the way they come through on the 35 millimeter print. I don't know. Digital just doesn't feel the same sometimes. Like you watch this, I have this movie on Blu-ray, and it looks awesome when you project it,
Yeah.
But just, it's almost like we have surpassed the quality of film so much that it's too clear, because it was never meant to look that clear.
Yeah.
It was never meant to be so sharp. It was meant to look the way it looked last night, and it looked great.
Well, it adds to the ambiance for sure.
Just hearing the projector spinning.
Oh yeah, and when you hear it queuing up, and I was trying to get, because you're well more versed in this than I am, and I was trying. Did they just switch? Did they make the switch? Because I know a lot of their stings are all digital bumpers. Like, when do they make the switch? And then you can feel it when it happens. Like, you can feel the energy in the room switch.
Yeah, well, they probably have. They've got a switcher.
Yeah, they have to have a switcher. What are and this had 2 good luck charms in there. I'm a fan of, one of the few fans of Friday the 13th Part 5. A lot of people are angry about the swerve, but they had, I don't know the actor's name, but they had those damn enchiladas.
Miguel Nunez.
That's Miguel Nunez.
Damn enchiladas.
Yeah, those damn enchiladas.
But that's not this movie. You always think it's this movie. I was actually waiting for him to say that line.
Oh, yeah, it's not in there. And then you had Thom Matthews, Friday the 13th Part 6. So there were some good luck charms. And then you got the character who played Trash. You get technically full frontal, right, with her, kind of?
Yeah, for the most part, full frontal. It's a little obscured or something.
Yeah.
She had like a clear pair of underpants on or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
There's something. There's got some sort of. They had to clean it up for the censors.
Yeah, they did. Mike put this really well. Film the first Instagram filter.
Exactly.
Because wasn't there's a show that my mom used to watch called Dynasty, and I know they had 2 of the lead actresses that they had to have it look like they put a filter over there anytime they showed it on the screen, because I was like, why do they always look fuzzy when they go to screen, when they jump to them? I don't remember.
They used to put Vaseline on the lens.
Did they? Oh,
and
that's
like
how they
to blur it.
So here's the question: when are they going to show Night of the Living Dead? I'm sorry, Return of the Living Dead Part 2? Because this.
Are you a fan of the continuation of the series?
Well,
I kind of feel like they're atrocities and they should be all burned.
I don't remember.
Not physically, not like they shouldn't be harmed, but I don't like them.
You see what happens when you burn things in this film series. It just comes back worse than ever. But here's the thing. So you were talking about how influential it is. This is the movie that introduced running zombies, not Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead.
This movie introduced a lot. This is the first movie that introduced the idea that other movies exist.
Yes.
Like they're referencing horror movie, like 20 years before Scream.
Yeah, you're right. So they got meta. They got running zombies. They had the spokesman for the Pathmark commercials, for shout out for everyone from Long Island that recognized.
This switcher's way more sensitive. You might see this a lot, folks, because I keep hitting the button by accident.
Oh wow, yeah, that is super sensitive.
But like this one also has very early sort of like the music choices, the needle drops.
Yes,
it's always, and like, you know, I don't know. This review's just going to jump around, but like when you get to the end and shit's really hitting the fan, and you're getting these, it's horrifying what's going on. It's like they're not. It's not jokey at all what's going on screen.
No, but you're laughing. Like I was laughing hysterically.
But you're laughing because of the music sets a comedic tone.
Yeah, because I always just assumed that when that skeleton came out of the ground and like, do you want a pot? Like he was singing it.
Yeah.
Like
here's the thing. What's funny really? Like there's no comedy happening in the movie. No. You know, like
no.
it's really like gross and terrifying, everything that's happening. Like this is worse than Night of the Living Dead because they can't kill the zombies at all. And like they cut them into pieces and the pieces are still coming after you.
Oh man. Yeah. Rabid weasels. They're rabid weasels.
Did you get that? Number one, I caught this last night. The boss at the medical supply.
Clu Gulager, right?
Clu Gulager, yeah. His name is Bert, and the dude at the embalming place is Ernie.
I did not get that till just now.
Totally. And did you pick up on that? The guy, Ernie, the embalmer, is he a Nazi?
No, I couldn't tell. Well, because of that. Oh, because of his gun.
He's got the Ruger.
He's got the Ruger.
When he comes on, his introduction, he's got the headphones. He's listening to like German fight songs.
Oh my
symphony.
God, you're digging deep now.
No, dude,
that's
I think,
awesome though.
And then I think it's pretty clear. Because he's doing that. He's got the big pipe like Hans Landa at the beginning, right? And then this, you don't catch. I noticed this one for the first time. You don't catch it because it happens so fast. And it's by the time the movie is in full shitfuck mode. You see when he runs out, he's got the SS jacket.
No, he doesn't.
He runs out into the rain. No. He's got like a leather trench coat that looks like an SS jacket.
Wow. No, I have no idea. I didn't catch any of this. That is like the deep Easter egg. Is that
Mike saw it, I bet.
Yeah, Mike always sort of looked like the Return of the Living Dead, the Impact of Trauma. Yeah, and the Toxic Avengers. Toxic Avenger or Night of the Living Dead. We got to search that because that, I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I just think that's incredible that I cannot believe I did not see it, and you found. Did you find this all last night, or were you building a case?
No. That theory I think has been around for a while.
Really?
It's never been. I don't know if it's ever been addressed or if it's clear or whatever, but I'm pretty sure that the joke is he's a Nazi in hiding.
Wow, that's unreal. He did have
Bert and Ernie. I don't know if Bert has any secrets.
Why did he have steel shutters in the at the funeral home?
Exactly. And why is he carrying a Ruger?
Now I want to see this again just for that because I think he's
now streaming on Shudder, folks.
Yes, we are going to have to go to Shudder. I think he is part of the reason that it's an accidental comedy because you're waiting. I mean, this is the guy who lost his mind because every time he tried to kill Bernie, he's like, Bernie's alive. Bernie's dead. I killed him. I shot him. I choked him. I did all these things. But he was a serious hitman in Weekend at Bernie's. And I feel like you kind of see him. You're like, oh, that guy. And you didn't like know his face. And he just had but he was ready to shoot her in the head to not let, Thom Williams? Matthews. Why do I keep saying
Tommy Jarvis?
Yeah, Tommy Jarvis. He was ready to shoot her in the head. Did you notice that? He's like, I just got to take her out.
Yeah, I mean, he almost shot the punks too.
Yeah, and he smacked him around too. He did the double smack too, right? It wasn't just one smack to calm him down.
This movie is like, the construction of it is so good because I don't know if you catch this or if I felt it more last night. I think watching it on 35 added a lot, hearing it the way it because the movie gets mixed to play on a mono track on some theater or whatever, and the print was really clean, by the way.
It was.
Like, I've seen some movies that they play prints and they shock, but
they said this one came right from MGM.
Yeah, but anyway, so you've got the two groups. You've got the punks, who are awesome. Like, my favorite characters in any movie ever is the punks from this movie.
Suicide. He's trying to tell a story here. You think this is just a costume?
Is there a better on-screen couple than Trash and Suicide?
No. Not at all. No, I totally agree. Everything about that was it was supposed to be a heel group, but you liked all of them.
You want to go hang out with them.
Yeah, you do.
You want to go hang out with Trash and Suicide in the graveyard. Scuzz would probably be cool to hang out with too.
Scuzz.
Spider, he seems like he's the actual leader.
Yeah.
He looks out for everybody. Suicide he's the face, but I think Spider has it all together.
But he wasn't very popular with the group because they only called him when they needed a ride. Here's the thing that always got me when I was little watching this. You expected Suicide to somewhat be the anti-hero. Like, he came off as the badass. Like, he was going to be the one that was going to save the day, right? And he was Tarman's first victim.
Swerve.
Yeah, that was a big swerve. I did not see that coming at all.
They built that from the beginning. Yeah, it's great. It's great booking.
Yeah, because I fell for it hook, line, and sinker. Like, he's coming in to save the day, and he gets bit in the head. And one of the most, like you said, we're laughing, but he bit his head, and it was like watching someone bite into an apple. It was gory. But
it's not funny. They don't play it for jokes. The comedy kind of comes out of the way that it's constructed, but what's happening on screen is horrific.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, there was nothing funny about it. Even at the ending, again, we jump around in our reviews. Even the ending, when you hear the whistle of the nuclear bomb that's about to drop on Louisville, Kentucky, and you're laughing. Because they're like, oh, you hear that? Oh, they're like, the day is about to be saved as you're hearing the whistle for the bomb about to drop. Why are we laughing? I didn't realize that we had that moment with Pulp Fiction, right? You shouldn't have been laughing at some of the stuff that you were. But
that's why I don't get. I've heard that Tarantino has heat with Dan O'Bannon and he doesn't like his stuff. When I feel like he borrows from that a lot.
Yeah, I didn't know they had any heat. Wow. But what about, here's another thing that did they inadvertently introduce, and this is jumping into sequel territory, but we don't have to talk about the sequel, but they had the two characters, Thom Matthews and the Pathmark's post person, come back, but they're playing different characters, right? So did they introduce the multiverse?
Well, I don't think Dan O'Bannon came back for any of the sequels, so I think it was just
the
grasping
actors.
at straws.
So you just I got you. So they just booked the actors and
they just booked the actors because they could. I don't think. I mean, Dan O'Bannon's the driver in this movie. Like, without him, there's nothing. There's no Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah, I remember wanting to like the second one a lot, but I was very confused because I'm like, wait a minute, I know, because it was such a powerful scene when and they set it up early, right? He's like, oh my God, I can operate that machine.
Oh, you saw that?
Yeah.
I always wondered why he said that line.
Yeah.
It always seemed out of place to me. I realized, they got to drop that in there so later we know that he can put himself in it.
And again, it's like when they were playing the burn to flames as he was basically committing suicide by cremation, and they're playing Burn the Flames.
Burn the Flames. Rocky Erickson.
Yeah, you have the vinyl for that,
Amazing
right?
soundtrack. It's a must get.
So anyway,
It's a banger.
we can go on and on about Return of the Living Dead, but if you have not seen it yet, and if you have seen it yet, subscribe to Shudder and watch it again. It's a summer movie, and Marius, apparently it's a 2-time-a-year movie. Jaws you watch every summer, but this you're going to watch every 4th of July and every Halloween. Check out Return of the Living Dead.
Throw it on Halloween and just see.
Yeah,
how it plays.
I'm definitely going to do it this year.